Good morning, this is John from Old John's Vlogs. I hope wherever you are in the world you're safe and well. Well, this morning I'm at a place called Rye Hill, and that is where I started bird watching all those years ago. And a man was just passed away, and I make reference to him on this vlog. A great friend of mine, David Standring, first introduced me to bird watching at Rye Hill. To get here I had to walk on the canals, which was a 2-hour walk, or catch the bus. I had no motorcycle at that stage, and the bus came from Barnsley to Rye Hill terminus, and this is the terminus it came to. It's changed a little bit since I was first here, because there's been some shrubbery put in and fencing, but this is where the bus used to turn round and go back to Barnsley. The lane you can see there takes you down to Winterset. Hopefully I'll be able to show you around Winterset later on. That's where, looking back towards the terminus, and I used to walk down that road, that lane, and come to this footpath. And the wind's, I'm trying to get out of the wind, and the footpath skirts the woodland, and beyond the woodland is the Winterset Lake. And at that time the farmer used to plough this footpath up, and it was, in the winter it was knee deep in mud to get across to that lake, but that was my only option at that time. Thankfully things have changed since then. You can see large fields with lots of crops in it, and the farm at the far side there, and the woodland you can see is all park, and then Winterset is at the other side. The lake, the Winterset Lake, it was originally for topping up the canal, and I'll have a look at the canal at a later point. You can see I've now moved back up the lane, and where I am at the moment there is a house behind me. The car, and the house used to belong to the, I can't show you the house for privacy reasons, but it used to belong to the NCB, the National Coal Board. The National Coal Board had a bailiff on site, and he used to control all the water that flowed into the, actually 2 lakes, but I'll mention that later. And the bailiff, once he got to know me, used to let me leave my motorcycle in his house, and that was a wonderful thing, because walking around this site leaving a motorcycle unattended was often asking for problems, really, because thieving was quite rife at that time. When I used to catch the bus to Winterset, it was usually on a Sunday morning, and I think the first bus was to reach there about 10 AM, and often I was the only person on the bus, and the driver just wanted to speak to me about things I was doing. But when I couldn't catch a bus, I used to walk down this footpath which leads at the side of the canal, and it used to take me and my family actually about 2 hours to come up this path from Royston almost to Coldingley. People who've seen my vlogs before will have seen where Coldingley is. So quite a long walk. I often brought our son, who's now in his late 40s, often brought him in the pram, and at that time we were the only people walking. We was out of sync with everybody was in a car, and we hadn't got a car actually at that time. So the footpath I've just shown you is now part of the Trans-Pennine Trail, and it says 1 mile to Royston, but it's a long 1 mile, believe me. And the other one is the Trans-Pennine Trail to Walton Hall, Walton Woods, and at the other side of the road there's a public footpath where the cars are now. There's a footpath there leading to Coldingley, which we've touched upon before, but I will cover all that again later. I recognise this footpath from my earlier vlogs, and this one goes to Coldingley, and then along to the woodland you can see, which is All Park Woods. But what I should say again, I've said it before, the Winterset Lake, it was for top-up water for the canal, but when subsidence came into the area because of coal mining, they had a secondary lake which was Coldingley. The Coldingley Lake is at the bottom, of course, and the Ryle Lake is further up to my right, and it's a substantial lake, and if I can I'll take you there this morning. The thing about the Winterset is that there was never any room for cars, and once they provided car parking space and it became very popular, now called the Anglers, but I'll show you the Anglers later. There's a fee now for car parking, and the problem is with it, if you put a 2-hour ticket on, you're watching the clock all the time to get back, and there's lots of different walks down there to go on. So it's a difficult area for me to get to now and stay there since the parking fees were introduced. I'll have to get off this road now, it's getting very busy.